Hey, this is Bradley and Jackie here with a Purposeful Pop Life here on this Thursday after Labor Day weekend.
My kids are in school now. Yours have been in school
They
for
are
a
in
week.
school, but we did have a chance last weekend to enjoy the Minnesota State Fair. It was a great time. I think you guys went as well.
We did. I did show some. I didn't actually get to go. I had to work, but my husband brought my daughters because he has to have the cheese curds every. I know
gross.
it's so disgusting. I told him, I'm going, that's disgusting.
We did. So we went early in the morning, knowing we were going to have like mini donuts and funnel cake, all the kind of breakfasty food.
Oh, I love funnel
And the
cake.
first place we went in, because we park on this one side, we go
Yeah.
through the cow barn. And right when we got in there was this beautiful brown little cow eating, and I just started petting it. I sat there for like 30 minutes. They were like, I know, I love those little cows. They're awesome. So, but we had a really nice time. We were there for like 6 hours, whatever. It was great. It was
Did you
good.
like that little sound effect? That was because he saw the cow. You know,
Yes.
it's from Beverly Hills Cop. Dun,
Right.
dun, 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 dun.
Well, so it's a big Minnesota thing, and we watched a movie this weekend called We Broke Up, and part of that movie is set at a camp where they have to play Paul Bunyan games as part of this movie in the setup. So
So it was. Yeah, I definitely think it was applicable to. I love the sound effect.
it is great. Okay, sorry.
It definitely is. So that you guys, when we film this is very raw. Like there's
Yeah.
no editing. All I do
No.
is plop it on YouTube. So whatever happens during these
Happens.
recordings happens. I thought it was a very good movie. If you're in the mood for something that's kind of serious but has a lighter side to it that'll make you chuckle, I think this is the way to go. Paul Bunyan, yes, I think it like relates to our whole Midwestern theme that we're kind of having. I don't know if you saw, but I did post some pictures of my daughters and their best little friend. They're one of their little besties at the
Yeah.
fair. And the Minnesota State Fair is a big deal here in Minnesota. For those of you that follow us that are not in Minnesota, it is
Yeah.
a big deal.
Huge. And Paul Bunyan's big here in the state. There's probably 4 or 5 cities that claim Paul Bunyan. There's like the Paul Bunyan
Yeah.
parks and camps.
Yeah.
But okay, so the movie was called
We Broke Up.
Broke Up. It's on Amazon, and you said you liked it.
I did.
So
Did you not?
No, so I normally do like the Amazon sort of Sundance, a little darker attitude with the movie. I thought
Did
William.
you think it was dark?
Okay, so I guess this is, yeah, and not in a bad way, but it's like a thought-provoking movie. So William Jackson, who plays Doug,
Yep.
some of you may know him from the show The Good Place. I think he did a really nice job acting. His line delivery was fantastic. And then
He's
Ava
a
Cash
fantastic
was
actor.
Elle, and that's his girlfriend. They break up, and it's
Lori.
Lori,
Lori, yeah.
And they break up, and they go through this situation. And I feel like the Amazon movies, they're good, but you know what? It was a thinker. It was heavy, even at the very end. And I won't say the ending.
No.
But you're like, is it so? Did that actually occur? Did it occur? You were sort of dishonest here in the movie. Are you honest about it now? And so I liked it, but it was hard to watch. 'Cause I feel like a lot of these Amazon movies, like Palm Springs we did before, they're just kind of raw, and you can't leave anywhere. Versus if this same movie was on Netflix, they'd have a bunch of comedy scenes and a bunch of happy opportunities, and it's a way to escape from that raw pain of watching the show. Instead, you're kind of there like left, and so the opening scene, which they bring back a couple times, basically is they're at a restaurant waiting for food, and he says,
For takeout, yeah.
he says, will you marry me?
And she
Throws up.
Throws up.
Doesn't even respond.
Right.
And then they have like a 2-minute scene of the two of them sitting in the car, not talking. And
Well,
okay,
I mean, if
I
someone
get
did
it.
that to me, I'd be
But I'm
really
saying
pissed.
you're there in that
Yeah.
moment with them. And so in that sense, that's where it's uncomfortable. So when I say I appreciate a movie, I like these kind of movies, but it's a hard one to watch in some spots, I thought. Because I'm sitting there going, we've all been through breakups, we've been through spots in these relationships. You get asked the question, do you really like me or not? You're
Yeah.
like, "Ugh."
No,
It's not-
I mean it's definitely relatable because breakups are uncomfortable, and I think sometimes the worst part is telling other people, and that's kind of what this is about. They weren't
Yeah.
really thinking about what they wanted. They were more thinking about how they were being portrayed to others or how others are viewing them, and that's what you can't do. And that's what
Yes.
that's what we're all at fault
Well,
for.
and
Is
so Doug,
Yeah.
he was sort of in this. Yeah, we've been doing this for 10 years. Like, well, I thought we were building towards something, and she doesn't want to stay and she wants to stay as it is because it's a fun playland. And they just have 2 different views on it, and they're trying to reconcile that.
well, he's more of an adult. He has a career.
Yeah.
He's wanting to have a family, and she's a barista. And that's what she
That's
wants
what
to
do.
continue to do. She
Yeah.
wants to have fun. So no, should they be a couple? No.
No,
But
no.
once you get comfortable in a spot, and I think like a lot of bugs.
Bug.
See what I mean? You get comfortable in a relationship. It's hard to let go because it's not so much that you're in love with the person, but you love the person, and they become part of your family and your everyday life. and it becomes more routine than a relationship, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I would give this a watch this weekend if you're in the mood for something a little bit more poignant and
and I think you walk away from a movie like this and a lot of the Sundancey, independence, and you walk away and you think about it. You do maybe a little self-examination. How am I like this in my own life? How am I like this thinking about my own things? Versus you walk away with a Netflix, Kissing Booth, which was talking about relationships and breakups, but you walk away, more hopeful and optimistic, like maybe there's a chance. It's just a different sort of walk away.
This one you won't walk away with, sunshine and rainbows and butterflies, but you will walk away thinking like, this is real life, and sometimes you just need a dose of that.
Yeah, totally
What I also
agree.
want to mention, what Bradley has on is, of course, on Saturday it's 9/11.
Yes.
And we typically don't talk about any of this stuff on a Purposeful Pop Life, but I just want to say if you're looking for a good documentary, especially one that you want to watch with your children, because I feel like this is something that they need to see, something that they need to be shown, I guess. And it's such a pivotal time in our history, and I don't think people really realize that yet because it's only been 20 years. But their kids are going to learn about this and realize how this changed America for the good. Try 9/11 in the President's War Room. It's on Amazon or maybe Apple, but you'll find it.
Yeah.
But either way, it's only an hour or so, and it just gives you a great overview of how dramatic and how sad that day is.
But also I think it's a good opportunity to talk to your kids and just amongst yourselves about what America was like on 9/10 versus after. So things like the FISA court came into play. Things like the TSA and Homeland Security didn't exist before then. So
our whole life changed.
you would go to the airport on 9/10, and if Grandma was getting on the plane, you could walk right to the gate and greet her. You could take your kids all the way there, and the kids could fly on their own.
Yeah.
That whole world has changed. So if you've got kids that were born around that time or after, they have no idea what it was like when no sort of freedoms existed. And so I think it's a good chance to talk about that.
We were relatively young too. I mean, I was 20, so it impacted me significantly. I will never forget that day as long as I live.
It was surreal.
My brother is Secret Service in DC, and my dad lives in New York, so it impacted us greatly. And this video is going too long, but we just wanted to mention that.
Yeah.
And I hope that you have time to talk about it with your kids this weekend.
And if you can't watch it, be purposeful about your time this weekend. Tell your friends and family and loved ones that you love them, that you appreciate them, and do something fun with them to at least celebrate that you're still together. So
That's right. And we will see you next week.
take care. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.